Okay, we're doing S's right now. Watch this. These are the S's. That's a lot. So it's going to be 2 videos for sure. We'll have to go part 1 and part 2 for S. Starting with one of my favorite bands out of Canada, Saga. 1978. Everybody else was dumping their prog. These guys were thriving on it. Getting really into the prog on the first album. Love it. Love Saga. Awesome. Awesome band. So there will be a long run of these. Images of Twilight, second album. Third album, Silent Night. This might be my favorite. They have a lot of records. There's a live album called In Transit. Love this record. It's flawless. It just shows how good they are on stage. 1981. And we're going to go to David Sanchez, Forest of Feelings. This one's got some ring wear on it. Man, he's good. He is so good. Can play keyboards and guitar. He plays a lot like Alan Holdsworth on guitar. Very underrated guitar player. Hardly anybody talks about his guitar playing. What do we got next here? Here's the album called David Sanchez. This one's kind of hard to find, and it's pretty rare. I guess that means the same thing. So yeah, it's I got this for $2.99. Had to order it. It's really, really, really hard to find. It's not like the David Sanchez and Tone albums. It's different. Speaking of David Sanchez and Tone, this is Transformation, the Speed of Love. Does that look like Salvador Dali? I don't know, maybe. But anyways, this album's incredible. It's got one song on side 2 that takes up the whole side. Transformation, the Speed of Love, phenomenal tune. It's incredible prog, incredible. And here's another one, David Sanchez and Tone. This one's called, what is this called? True Stories. True Stories. A lot of this sounds like UK. It's really good. I love it. Then we got David Sanchez, Just As I Thought. Jeff Berlin's on this one. Good old Jeff Berlin on bass. And then we got David Sanchez, The Bridge. This is just a laid-back, mellow piano album, basically. It's not the band. It's a lot of just acoustic piano. It's nice. I haven't heard it in years, but it's nice. We got Carlos Santana and John McLaughlin. Love, Devotion, and Surrender. Phenomenal. Just absolute blistering fusion. It doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any better. Here's a band called Satin Whale from Germany, Lost Mankind. I've had this, one of the earliest albums I ever bought. I bought this in 1977 when I was starting my record collection. Michael Schenker Group. Simon Phillips on drums on every song. Killer. Killer stuff. Michael Schenker Group, MSG. Original cover. CD changed everything. This is Michael Schenker Group, One Night at Budokan. You can see this on Pete Pardo's channel. It's right behind him on the shelf. Stands out real well. Cool stuff. I love Michael Schenker. I think he's incredible. Big fan. Although it's odd, I don't own any of the UFO albums except for Lights Out, and we'll get there when we get to the U's. This is a guy named Eberhard Schoner, Video Magic. The backing band on this is The Police. They're on the whole thing. A lot of Police fans probably don't know that. Police. Here's a, can't remember where they're from, England, I guess. Sensations Fix, Portable Madness, or maybe it's Italy, maybe. Italy, that's right, Italy. These guys are from Italy. I got turned on to these guys by Andy. Another name drop for Andy. Sensations Fix, Fragments of Light. I don't think I have any of that stuff on CD. This was the first one I ever bought. It's called Finest Finger. And it was the only one, or the first one that was a gatefold. I've had this since 1977. All these Sensations Fixes are good. Look at that. See that EMS synthesizer back there? It's the same thing that Roger Waters used on Dark Side of the Moon when he does that on the run recording in the studio on the Pompeii movie. All right, here's one, Visions Fugitives. And here's a band called Seventh Wave, Things to Come. Finally got this on CD and their second album. Again, I got to thank Andy Robertson for turning me on to Seventh Wave. Great band. Here's their second album, Sci-Fi. This is a really weird record. You should see what these guys look like. I like it. Sci-Fi, great album. This is Shadowfax, Watercourse Way. I've got two of these. One of them is autographed by the band after meeting them in Arcata, California, and Eureka. They played both places at different times, and I got to hang out with them a long time at the Arcata concert. Here's the second one. This is the one that's been autographed, I do believe. Yes. Everybody in the band signed it. They were surprised I was sitting in the front of the stage flashing this back and forth because they weren't playing this kind of music. Their subsequent albums are not this style, way different. All right, here's the Windham Hill version of that album, which is a bit like castrated as far as sound goes. Here's a group called Shiva. I think they're Canadian. Fire Dance. I don't remember much about them, but I did like it. Alrighty. Here's a German band, fusion band, kind of like Brand X, called Scope. Again, Andy turned me on to these guys. I would just thumb through his records and ask him about all these bands that I didn't know about. Here's Scope 2. And he'd tell me whether they were worth my hard-earned money or not. Here's a Scorpions album, Love Drive. This was kind of rare because they censored the cover. And that's the reason they censored the cover. On the CD, I don't think they have that. I used to have Tokyo Tapes, the live album, but for some reason I lost it. This is a Australian prog band called Sebastian Hardy, Four Moments. I think I got into that on my own when I was in Sacramento. Here's a band called Sherbs, The Skill. I found out they used to be called Sherbert, and they're from Australia. Really good band. I have the skill. Pete Sinfield, Still. Another Manicore production. Greg Lake's on one song, the title cut. The album's not really prog, though. Here's a great prog album by the lady that was in Gong. It's called Mother, Jilly Smith. In Gong, she goes by Babyloni Yoni or something like that. Here's a German band called Snowball, Defroster. Lead singer is Roy Albrighton from Nectar. He lived in Germany a long time with Nectar. Soft Machine Bundles. This is the first time I ever heard Alan Holdsworth. Knocked my socks off. Guy was great. I miss Alan so much. Rest in peace, Alan Holdsworth. Greatest guitarist ever. Soft Machine Softs. This album blazes. After Holdsworth left, a guy named John Etheridge came in and took over on guitar, and he's still with them to this day. And he is absolutely killer. And like me, he plays a Gibson SG. Soft Machine 7. This has no guitar player on it at all. It's all keyboards and bass drums. What we got here? This is Split Ends Metal Notes on Mushroom Records out of Australia. It is a gatefold. I just got the Blu-ray of this album. It's amazing. I mean, it's amazing that I got it, but I haven't listened to it yet. There's everybody. Tim Finn is an incredible singer. I love Split Ends. They started out really proggy, and then they turned into like new wave pop. They changed their sound. Here's the original American Chrysalis version of Split Ends Metal Notes. It has different track listing on it. Totally different. And it's a gatefold too. Basically, it's the same cover as the before, but the inside's different. That's what Split Ends looks like in 1976. A friend of mine, Les, once told me Genesis has one Peter Gabriel, Split Ends has 6. Actually 7. 7 Peter Gabriels. Here's their second album called Dysrhythmia. Okay. We're about to the point where we might half it. Here's Split Enz Frenzy. This is when Neil Finn joins the band. He was younger, so it took him a while to get into the group. He grew up into it, so he was there. New Zealand band. All the lyrics to Frenzy. Great album. Much different than the original stuff. Here's True Colors by Split Enz. This came out in 1980. Now these were 4 different colors of covers. They had red, yellow, green, and blue. I chose the blue. And this comes with a laser etched vinyl. I'm not sure you can see it through the plastic, but it's got writing on it, and look at that. Isn't that a trip? I got to do better than that, I guess. All right. Both sides do that. I don't know how they do that or how much it would cost, but I think it's amazing. And when you watch it on your turntable, it's just incredible. You put light on it and stuff. So cool. So yeah, I've had that since 1980. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And then the last Split Enz I've got is called Waiata. It's also known as in New Zealand or Australia also as corroboree. That's Waiata to me. I think that was the last one I got of those guys. Here's a band called Spontaneous Combustion. The album's called Triad. It's really good. Hard rock trio, not prog, but really enjoyed it. Here's Gary Wright. That was only yesterday. Gary Wright, Spooky Tooth, kind of like a compilation. 2-record set. Oh yeah, it is a gatefold, huh? Should show you. I guess I can. There's Gary. Spooky Tooth. That's the picture from Spooky 2. Spooky Tooth 2. And here's Spooky Tooth, The Mirror. I like this album a lot. It has Mick Jones on guitar, who would end up in Foreigner. There's Mick Jones right there. It's a cool album. I don't like to take it out because it's got one of those I already screwed it up kind of things. But yeah, this whole thing moves, and I already screwed it up. I should order a new one because that's just stupid to do that. And I think I'm about at the halfway point, 20 minutes. Yeah, I'll do another one for S, part 2.